recap show of the Justin Benline Hour. I'm Friday Bastulo. We want to thank you for once again making us the #1 voted show, 4th year in a row, of the winner of the coveted award for Best Film Show in the Old Stone and Thomas building. We had some tough competition this year. None other than Dale Earl. Many of you may know him from the mugshots on the Northern Regional Jail website. Had a brilliant season. It's a great show of Looky What I Have for You. For those who might have missed the last several years, be sure to check us out live daily from 9:45 to 10:45, or you can always recap the show right here. Again, we had guest hosts. Mr. Benline took off 23 consecutive weeks last year. He's coming close to his record set in 2004 of 31 weeks, which coincidentally I made 31 weeks of bad decisions with several females. Well, enough chat. Let's get to some of the best moments of the week.
Thanks, everybody. You know what? Over the last few weeks, I've really got to look at some old album covers. As you can tell, we are replacing our own music here with the good old record player. So when guests come in and out, a lot of times we have to load some records. So I've got to look at a decent amount of covers. And it was the other day, I actually pulled out the cover for Infinity from Journey. It's the famous one with lights and Wheel in the Sky, along with a lot of other good songs. But I took a look at it, and I brought it out here for you guys today. This is the Infinity album. I took a look the other day, and on the back, I kind of noticed something. Now, this is the 70s, so it's not too obscure. So check out this guy in the white pants here. Now, Steve Perry is cracking up. Now, you guys can zoom in here, take a look. How about we just screenshot that? Yeah. This gentleman has a bit of a bulge that we all tend to check out. So I found it funny. I don't know why someone would put that on an album cover, but I'm happy they did because I got a good snicker out of it. But I started to think, how many other album covers do we have out there that other people have got away with doing stuff like this? So we got our research department, was consisting of about 3 or 4 people, and they went through as many album covers as they can. And you'd be surprised by how many we actually found with these similar circumstances. This is no shock to anybody here. The first album that we actually looked at was the famous Rolling Stones album. Anybody that had old vinyls, it was the one that actually had the zipper that went up and down, Sticky Fingers. Now it's pretty obviously that you see a bulge there, so that was no big surprise to me. One of the big surprises though was the iconic Sgt. Pepper's album. I think everybody knows of Sgt. Pepper's. It had a bunch of, characters on the front of it, all stacked up, everything. Many probably didn't know that, number one, the author of the Satanic Bible was actually on that cover. Now, I don't know why, but he's actually the bald gentleman right at the top here. You can see the bald gentleman here. He was actually first on shoot, and the stories were about that, well, the pictures will speak for themselves. We actually had everyone else edited out, so you can see what he dressed as. I never noticed this until just recently, the famous Led Zeppelin album. Maybe I just wasn't thinking in the right mind, but it looks strikingly different than I remember. Another classic album. Anybody that was, anyone that was alive in the 90s, Friday, can you back me up on this one?
It was everyone.
Everyone
had it.
Everyone had this Nirvana album. But let's just say, I don't recall it being that large. Well, the first album that we found on the internet was one Down with the King from Run DMC. Now, I'm not really sure what year this came out, but what we found interesting is it looks like a normal picture from the start. But if you look over, kind of like, the statue with the extra hand in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, Hiroshima.
Okay, it's the Hiroshima. There's an extra hand in there. Well, take a look here. There's actually an extra leg in it. That is the official definition of a tripod. Another classic album that we found, Friday, I know you're a big fan of it. It's Thriller.
Love it.
Thriller album.
2 times bought.
He bought it twice. And I could tell you why you might have want to buy it twice. For a very short time, as in like about 3 minutes, they actually released a secondary cover The iconic album has Michael Jackson pretty much laying down.
Yes.
The actual front cover is that, and the back cover of the original one actually showed the lower half of his body, and many were surprised to actually see that. Take a look at this. Yeah, he actually showed that, but that was only out for a couple minutes, so we got our hands on it. We have some deep spies, so to speak. And there you have it. We did our research. Now, granted, we didn't have a lot of time or a lot of energy to go through all the albums, so if you guys can find any other albums out there that we might have missed, please send pictures and or examples to the address shown on the screen right here. Make sure that you title it penis pics, and we'll be able to look at those.
Hello everyone, Bobby Casserole here, and as you heard from Friday Bastulo earlier this evening, I'm here with the recap show to make sure you get the best clips from the Justin Benline Hour for this week. As you know, we're actually live every night, so if you want to come down to the old Stone and Thomas building, feel free to do so. But what we like to do at the Justin Benline Hour is we have a nice little segment called Friday Rants. And a lot of times when we cut to a commercial break or a sponsor, Friday gets on a little tangent. So we compiled one of his best rants during one of our commercial breaks. Take a look.
We off. Where's Bobby at? He tells me we're setting up this whole thing, and we gotta. This looks like a record player. It is a record player. Stone and Thomas. No wonder they went out of business. It's freezing down here. I got no heat. I don't even know what this is. I don't even have cell phone reception in this building. The guests don't even show up. This is lovely. Well, they look like characters from Breaking Bad. This thing looks like it's been pissed on. I don't know. Maybe they were doing some meth. Much to ask for. Cup of coffee. He's a weekender, but I like to think that he pulls his penis out every Friday night in front of the police station. I would like it better if it was made out of bricks. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, a great tribute to just put out a spawn that huffs paint just like his pops. Least you can do is set up some records. I'll tell you, I might have a word with Bobby when I speak to him. Were they national? What's in there? I bet you there's still stuff in there. It smells like hatred and lust. Have you seen the Northern Regional Jail mugshots? Yeah. You know, we worked together back in the day. We used to go behind here, smack each other upside the head, have some fun, go down and drink the river water. People's, I think they closed down too. Probably using some of the same stuff we got here. I don't think that man's unit could work. It makes sense. I don't feel queasy here, probably because I've taken in some of this stuff. Does this look like a real desert? All right. Guess we should probably start. As you may know, Justin Benline is featured in this year's DubPoints 11 tournament. For those of you who are unaware of DubPoints, you are very fortunate. We've been asked by executive producers to promote the tournament on this show, giving Justin Benline his best chance ever of bringing home a championship. All nonsense, including in this show relating to DubPoints, will be marked accordingly for those who don't give a damn.
Eric, thanks for coming on. How are you?
It's been a long time since I've seen you. I'm
It
doing
has
all right.
been. It's
Doing
been
all
a
right.
while. It's been a while.
Coming off
So,
a
I
crazy
mean,
week.
explain to me the whole idea behind this Madden challenge.
Well, I mean, Friday, to be honest with you, as a two-time DubPoints champion, I thought I had this in the bag. I don't know if I got a little too arrogant or cocky, but the fact is I've been playing a lot of Madden lately. And as a fighting champion, I thought Benline probably would be best suited for an actual fight, you know, for an actual something that we both are passionate about, and that's Madden football. Yeah. And, you know, let's face it, I'm throwing him a bone anyway. I was winning pretty big going into that week.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing for me. It just kind of threw me, you know.
Well, I think a lot of people said that I was being reckless with it, but, you know, in all honesty, you play DubPoints, and you get points the old-fashioned way. You want to try something different, and in all honesty, it was the strategy that I was going to play off for the entire rounds. Moving forward was just challenging my opponents to different things,
Okay.
but it kind of ended pretty quickly.
It ended premature, and that's, I mean, in hindsight, I mean, do you regret going for 2?
I figured that kind of pounding it to Benline was the best way to do it. Firstly, Benline beat me in fantasy football this year.
Whew.
So it was trying to humiliate him. I was trying to score as
We're
many
doing a
points as
good
possible.
job.
I was trying to get him to stop, because the fact is, anybody that knows Benline and I, we are arch nemesis and rivals. And that's why I picked him in the first round. It wasn't a cakewalk. It was a set example of what the rest of the competition was going to be like.
Man, that's cold.
Well,
So, I mean, we all saw the result. Do you think Benline has a chance?
well, Benline has been known for not being on the internet at all. And DubPoints is primarily a contest that the winner has to have, number one, available time, which Benline does not have.
Ooh, strike one.
Availability to basically have other people see what he's doing. And that's pretty much social media,
Right?
and he's not on any.
Strike two.
Creativity. Anybody that knows Justin Benline knows that that's not his strong suit.
Strike three and you're out.
But there is something about Justin Benline that most people don't know. I'm out of DubPoints. It doesn't mean that I'm out of DubPoints. I'm not going to win under the name of Eric Hersey, but I will tell you one thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to offer my services to Justin Benline.
Oh my gosh.
It is going to be a
This is
campaign, Benline and Hersey, moving it on
This is
to
crazy.
the finals. I'm going to do whatever possible to make sure that Justin Benline wins this DubPoints and becomes the DubPoints 11 champion.
There's something wrong with you.
We're going to do something this year in DubPoints that's never been done. It hasn't been done even in the history of the United States of America. We're going to set precedent and do what this country should have done a while ago, and that's actually
Talk
merge.
about it.
It's going to be the first time a conservative and a liberal team up and basically take the world by storm.
Yeah.
But Justin Benline now has the support of Eric Hersey as his vice president and or campaign manager to make sure that he can go the distance in this.
Man,
one.
someone's stock just went through the roof. Eric, thank you for being on the
Hey,
show.
thank you, Friday.
Truly appreciate it. As always, it's great seeing you.
Justin Benline, go Justin Benline, we need your support.
Benline, we need you. Let's get him going, kids.
Justin Benline.
Hey, welcome back, guys. It's been a great recap show. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, and we had a lot of guests this week that we wanted to share with you, but we wanted to give them proper respects. So take a look at some of the guests we didn't have. Next up, guys, we have after the break the real John Doe.
Our next guest is going to be Antoine Poppelbender. No clue where he's from or where we found him.
Please, everyone, give a warm welcome to our next guest. He is known around the world as the fifth shooter of the grassy knoll.
Up next, a very dear friend of mine, tobacco advocate Quentin Cold Turkey. I got to tell you, kids, this guy's personality is smoking. All right, coming up next, the man with 2 birthdays a year. Should be interesting. I'm going to
Very excited to have our next guest on the show for the first time. It's the arch nemesis of plungers.
Well, we need a warm welcome for our next guest, the man named after money. When he got checks as a kid for his birthday, they were wrote out to cash. A dear friend of mine, Franklin Benjamin.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you once again for joining myself and Friday Bastulo for the Justin Benline Hour recap show. You can catch us live every night, Monday through Friday from 9:45 to 10:45. No tickets necessary. Just come in and get a little bit of warmth, even if you don't want to see the show. Next week on the Justin Benline Hour, we have some exciting guests, and we also have some exciting segments geared just for Justin Benline as the crowd favorite Bush, or Bush. So make sure you tune in next week, and we'll be sure to get you some of that information on the recap hour. From Friday Bastulo, Bobby Casserole, and all of our guests this week, most importantly, Justin Benline himself, we'll give you a nod and we'll see you back next week on the Justin Benline
If you would like to be a guest on the Justin Benline Hour, please contact us by one of the following methods.